What's up, you guys? Justin Rivas here. Tonight we are talking about this, the Sigma MC-11. If you haven't heard about this thing, it's pretty neat. What it is it basically is an adapter that Sigma has made so that you can use Sigma lenses with Sony bodies. Now we're all fairly familiar maybe with the Metabones adapter, but this is cheaper and in some ways I believe to be much superior. Maybe not. Let's talk about it. So the MC-11, I got this on sale this past weekend. In Canada, it was about $260. I believe it's even cheaper in the States, and that's a pretty crazy deal for a mount converter. Now what it does, unlike passive mounts, which mean you have to use everything in manual focus, is this gives you access to 30 Sigma lenses with full compatibility with your Sony body. And why that's so special is because you can take something like this, which I also picked up, the Sigma 18-35 1.8. This is in a Canon mount and it is a beast, and I can attach it to this camera, in which way it can completely dwarf it, but take some amazing, amazing video and photos. Here's what I can tell you about this little mount converter. When I have this on my camera, which maybe I'll do right now, my video autofocus is perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I think that's unbelievable for a mount converter to be able to do that, to keep up with the continuous autofocus. If you've been following my journey, I switched from Panasonic over to Sony because I wanted the fancy kind of dual pixel, that's Canon's term, but you know, phase and contrast detection autofocus on this body, and it's so amazing to be able to take a giant beast of a lens like this and be able to rock continuous autofocus. I think it's so good. Might roll a little bit of video here where you can see that autofocus in action, and being able to take a giant piece of glass that's 1.8 like this, and ultimately, like, Sony glass is kind of expensive if we're honest, whereas Sigma's been making quality glass for a long time at a very reasonable price point, and they're giving you 30 different lenses that you can use with this mount converter, and I think it's just stunning. Now on the photo side, it's slow. Like, the focusing is slow. For some reason, to me, it feels like it only gets maybe contrast detection instead of phase and contrast detection or something, but you'll see like it has to hunt for a little bit to be able to lock on that focus. Once it gets it, it's usually right on focus. I think I've only ever actually had one photo so far where it didn't get the focus, maybe some more, but generally speaking, it always gets it. It just takes it a long time to get there. Now, maybe there's a firmware update for the lens. I don't think so, but maybe. I haven't checked that out. But in general, it seems like video is stunning and stellar and perfect. In photo, it gets it. It just takes it a long time. So keep that in mind, or maybe try and find some other reviewers who have tried out with some more lenses. Maybe the 18-35 is one that's slower. I haven't tried it with other Sigma lenses on photo. That's the only downside to it I can see right now. So it's fine for like portraiture work or, you know, things where your subjects aren't moving, but I certainly wouldn't want to try it on sports or something like that for photos. But on the video side, I just couldn't believe to have a lens like this that was just constantly nailing that focus over and over and over again. All I can say is it was a ton of fun, and it is a ton of fun, and lets me put a lens on this where you can't even get something like Sony or from Sony that is like this. Like, this 18-35 millimeter is such a beautiful lens, and it is sharp. Like, unbelievably sharp. I think I'm going to throw up a photo here of this gross selfie I just took of myself quickly, but look how sharp this lens is. And if you know the Sigma art line of lenses, they're so good. And so for video, I would say this is such an amazing option to be able to do if you're primarily a video shooter. If you're a photo shooter too, I gotta try out a couple more lenses and see if there's something that maybe is different or better or something. Maybe I can get a hold of Sigma and find out. But for now, video shooters, you need to get this MC-11 for your Sony cameras and see what happens, okay? I'm Justin Rivas. Any questions, let me know. I'm so jazzed about this thing. It looks so cool. Okay.